Nigri ni Mwanzo. Go is the beginning. In the name of She, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man Adam called son and Shuen. In the name of the true begotten motherland, Nigri Tia Nigrita, land of the gold. Ki Swahili Kunta Kinte, Tower of Babel. Aman Kuto you peace from above. How you doing? Good to be here. Fuwaha Wasaba Siku. Fuwaha Wasaba Siku. Happy seventh day. As we read the book of life, Mark chapter 8. In those days, the multitude being very great and having nothing to eat, Emmanuel called his disciples to him and said to them, I have compassion on the multitude, because they have now continued with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. And if I send them away hungry to their own houses, they will faint on the way, for some of them have come from afar. Then his disciples answered him, how can one satisfy these people with bread here in the wilderness? He asked them, how many loaves do you have? And they said, 7. So he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground, and he took the 7 loaves and gave thanks, broke them, and gave them to his disciples to set before them, and they set them before the multitude. And they also had a few small fish, and having blessed them, he said to set them also before them. So they ate and were filled, and they took up 7 large baskets of leftover fragments. Now those who had eaten were about 4,000, and he sent them away. Immediately got into the boat with his disciples and came to the region of Dalmanutha. Then the Pharisees came out and began to dispute with him, seeking from him a sign from heaven, testing him. But he sighed deeply in the spirit and said, why does this generation seek a sign? Assuredly I say to you, no sign shall be given to this generation. Woe. And he left them, and getting into the boat again, departed to the other side. Now the disciples had forgotten to take bread, and they did not have more than 1 loaf with them in the boat. Then he charged them, saying, take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have no bread. But Emmanuel, being aware of it, said to them, why do you reason because you have no bread? Do you not yet perceive nor understand? Is your heart still hardened? Having eyes, do you not see? And having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember? When I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments did you take up? They said to him, 12. Also, when I broke the 7 for the 4,000, how many large baskets full of fragments did you take up? And they said, 7. So he said to them, how is it you do not understand? Then he came to Bethsaida Saida, and they brought a blind man to him and begged him to touch him. So he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands on him, he asked him if he saw anything. And he looked up and said, I see men like trees walking. Then he put his hands on his eyes again and made him look up. And he was restored and saw everyone clearly. Then he sent him away to his house, saying, neither go into the town nor tell anyone in the town. Now Emmanuel and his disciples went out to the towns of Say Sa A Sa Rea Sa A Sa Rea Sa A Sarea, out to the town of Sa A Sarea Philippi. And on the road he asked his disciples, saying to them, who do men say that I am? So they answered, John the Baptist, but some say Elijah, and others one of the prophets. He said to them, but who do you say that I am? Peter answered and said to him, you are the teacher. Then he strictly warned them that they should tell no one about him. And he began to teach them that the begotten, and wait a minute. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man, yeah, that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and chief priests and scribes and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. He spoke this word openly. Then Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. But when he had turned around and looked at the disciples, he rebuked Peter, saying, get behind me, Satan, for you are not mindful of the things of God, but the things of men. When he had called the people to himself with his disciples also, he said to them, whoever desires to come after me, let him deny himself and follow me. And the will and the gospel's will save it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? For whoever is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him the Son of Man also will be ashamed when he comes in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. What heard? I like that. For whoever is ashamed of me. One more time. Y'all ashamed of Emmanuel. Because look what the last thing he said. With the comes in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. One more time. Understand something. The angels spoke. Matthew 1:23. And said this will be his name. The angel did not speak on 125 and change his name. Man changed 125 because he allowed man to change 125. What he did not allow man to do is change 123. Man put that one extra M in there, but that's it. That's it. And in some of the books, it's EMM, but it's still Emmanuel. They could not change that. He allowed them to manipulate that, just like he allowed them to manipulate the title. I put this on there, but I didn't put it in Revelation 7 times. That's what I didn't do. I did not. This book was wrote before I got into this world. I am just blessed enough to be able to interpret it because this is what he said for me to do. This is part of my fulfillment of purpose. But as always, like I am not holier than anyone. I am mortal man. I am mortal man. That's why I ask him to forgive me of my sins, because I am mortal man. See, you gotta understand is when you understand when you understand the book of life, you start understanding it is teaching you the things that you're supposed to do and the things that you're not supposed to do. One more time. In the beginning, you was not supposed to do anything on the Sabbath. But that's when the world was not fully populated. The world is fully populated. One more time. One more time. It's just like they'd be like, where did all these other people come from? Yeah, right. Like he gonna give you details. Stop brain whitewash. Like he gonna explain to you. Huh? I learn each and every time I pick the book up and read it, I learn something new. See, what I don't try to do is to read ahead. Like I said, I don't try to read ahead because then I'm going to be coming with my own conclusions and so on and so forth. No, when I read this and I read this, we read this together. Understand? I keep telling people time and time again, the Son of Man, he said himself, and he began to teach him that the Son of Man, chapter 8, verse 31, the Son of Man. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man, he said, what do they call him? What did he say? He began to teach them, 31, the Son of Man. One more time. For he crawled from the womb of woman just like all the rest of us. He told you who he looked like. He looks like Adam, the beginning. There is no description of Adam, but there is a description of Adam. The Son of Man is the description of Adam. Feet of polished gold and head of wolf of lamb. The black man with an afro. One more time. The lion, the king in the jungle. The original afro. One more time. Then when God said, Adam, man, stand up. Yes. You are man. You are me. You are a direct reflection of golden goals, for I take nothing away from you. Everything that is in it of this whole wide world is in it of first man. That's why he brought the dew from the center of the earth up through. Just like I try to tell people, there's one thing about the ocean that I guarantee you, I acknowledge it has, and that's a bottom. Bam. That's why looking down, there's a bottom. Look up, Wow. When you see the sky, you know there's more past the sky. When you see the moon, you know there's more past the moon. But you know for a fact, the ocean got a bottom. Through the nostrils. You would see, can you not see? Can you not hear? Through the nostrils, eyes to life, ears to life, nostrils, lips. One more time. Through the nostrils. He didn't bring the nostrils to life. He breathed through the nostrils and brought the brain to life. First and foremost in the brain, then the eyes, then the ears, then the nostrils, then the lips, then all the extremities, the heart. Keep that in mind. Black's black, man. Trip, sees, trip, sees, trip, sees. Cool, calm, collected. Nigri, ni, Mumwanzo. Go is the beginning. In the name of she, capital S, capital H, capital I, who man, Adam, called son, S-U-N. In the name of the true motherland, Nigri, T-N-I-G-R-I-T-I-A, which means land of the goals. Kiswahili, Kuntakinte, Tower of Babel, first tongue of man. Amani kutoka you. Peace from above. Enjoy your weekend. Trip C's in the house. Trip C's cool, calm, collected.